Welcome all, we are in unit 2 of life insurance. So far we discussed about the components of life insurance such as meaning, definition, nature, various characteristics of life insurance and advantages of life insurance. And then principles of insurance in a detailed manner, then kinds of life policies and procedure to take a effective life insurance policy. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss on policy conditions applicable to life insurance policies. What do you mean by policy condition? The section of an insurance policy that identifies general requirements of an insured and the insurer on matters such as loss reporting and settlement, cancellation and non-renewal. The life policy conditions are part of the life insurance contracts. If the conditions are not fulfilled, the benefits are either not payable subject to some restrictions. In order to get full benefit, one should be aware of these conditions. Commencement of risk, that is one of the condition. If premium was paid along with the proposal form, the date of letter of acceptance will be the date of commencement of risk. After acceptance of risk, policy is issued. The policy containing several conditions can be used as a proof of insurance. Then next condition is proof of age. The insured has to produce proof of his age along with proposal form. If the age mentioned in the proposal form is found to be lower, the premium shall be payable at the correct age and the excess of premium already collected will be refunded. In case the age is found to be higher, the difference in premium is charged with interest or adjustment done either in sum assured or subsequent premiums or claim settlement. Then payment of premium. Premiums are payable when they fall due. If the mode of payment is half-yearly, quarterly or monthly, and if death takes place before all the premiums for the policy year are paid, the unpaid installments for that policy year are subtracted from the claim amount. Then days of grace. In order to facilitate the payment of premium, the insurer usually allow 30 days of grace to the policyholders if the mode of payment is yearly, half-yearly or quarterly. If the premium is paid on monthly basis, 15 days of grace are allowed. The next condition is notice of premium. For all policies where the premium is payable other than monthly payments, the insurer issues notice to policyholders to remind them about payment when the premiums become due. Then suicide. In case the assured commits suicide within 1 year of taking insurance, nothing is payable to the beneficiary. However, if the policy has been assigned for valuable consideration in good faith and the notice of such as assignment has been given at least 1 calendar month before death, the claim amount will be paid to the extent of the interest of the assignee. Then double accident benefit. In case the assured dies in an accident, the insurer is liable to pay the double of the sum assured to the legal representative. This benefit is given on the condition that the physical injury from the accident was the cause of death. The claim is payable after 90 days from the date of death. In case of disability, the benefit can be availed on the condition that the accident had occurred when the policy was in force and permanent disability was caused by the accident. Then disability benefit. This benefit is available to all policyholders under all plans except pure endowment, term assurance, deferred and retirement annuities and children's deferred endowment. A life assured disabled by accident from earning his livelihood will be exempted from paying premium on his policy falling due after the date of disablement. This benefit is granted on the first ₹20,000 of assurance. Forfeiture in case of violation of certain conditions. If the premium is not paid in time or any condition to the contract is contravened. For any statement contained in the proposal form, personal statement of declaration and other connected documents is found incorrect, the policy shall be void and all claims under the policy will be forfeited. Then surrender value. In case the assured is unable to pay premium continuously, he can surrender his policy and can get cash surrender value. The LIC of India has guaranteed surrender value if the premium has been paid for at least 2 years or to the extent of 1/10 of total number of premiums stipulated for in the policy, provided such 1/10 exceeds 1 full year premium. Paid up value. If instead of surrendering the policy for its cash value and cancelling the contract completely, the policyholder merely wishes to discontinue the payment of further premium, the policy is converted into a paid up policy for a reduced sum assured. The paid up value is determined as paid up value is equal to number of premium paid divided by number of premiums payable into sum assured. The paid up value is payable only on the date of maturity of the original policy, that is at the expiry of the full term of the policy or at the death of the assured, whichever is earlier. On the death of the assured, the amount becomes payable to legal representative. Then lost policies. In case the life policy is lost or destroyed, the assured has to intimate the matter immediately to the controlling division of LIC with all particulars of the circumstances under which the policy was lost or destroyed, and if not destroyed, the steps taken to trace it. The assured is expected to make a thorough search of the policy before reporting the matter to LIC. On the satisfactory evidence of loss or destruction of the policy, the LIC, after advertising this fact, will issue a duplicate copy. For this purpose, LIC will charge from the assured a fee for issuing a duplicate copy, stamp duty and other incidental charges. Then next condition is alteration in policies. When the assured wants to change the terms of the policy after the life insurance policy has remained in force for some years, he may make some minor alteration in the policy. This change may be either regarding the mode of payment or the time for which a policy was originally taken. However, insurer generally does not permit alterations which increase the amount and the risk to the insurer. Then loan on policies. The insurer grants the facility of loan to the policyholders on the security of the policy. Loans are generally granted up to 90% of the surrender value and 85% for reduced paid up policies. Sometimes higher percentage is also given. The interest is charged on the loan and rate of interest varies time to time. Such loans may be repaid during the current period provided interest is paid regularly as stipulated. And then assignment. According to section 38 of the Insurance Act, an assignment means the complete transfer of rights, title and benefits under the policy. The insured making an assignment is called assignor, and the person to whom the policy is assigned is called the assignee. The assignment may be done for valuable consideration, loan on the security of the life policy, then as a gift out of love and affection, then to the government for the purpose of paying estate duty provided the policy is on life of the policy holder. Then revival of lapsed policies. When the assured fails to pay the premium amount within the days of grace, his policy is said to be lapsed. Such a lapsed policy may, however, be revived during the lifetime of the assured. Bonus notice. The insurer has to issue notice to the insured about bonus earned by the policy. This notice is a source of information to the insured by which he comes to know regarding how much premium he has deposited and what is the amount of bonus his policy has accumulated. This helps him to have an idea about the status of his policy, and he can keep in mind the health status of his policy. These are all the policy conditions of life insurance policies. Next, we will see the settlement of claims in life policies. A claim is the payment made by the insurer to the insured or claimant on the occurrence of the event specified in the contract in return for the premiums paid for the insured. The easy and timely settlement of a valid claim is an important function of an insurance company, and it is the expectation of every policyholder also. Life insurance companies, depending upon the types of policies sold by them, receive a variety of claims. However, the claims can be simply classified as maturity claims and death claims. Certain features are common to all life insurance claims. Let us see what are they. Policy must be in force at the time of claim. Insured must be covered by the policy. Nothing was outstanding to the insurer at the time of claim. The claim is covered by the policy. Let us discuss the procedure for settlement of claims due to death and maturity. First, we see maturity claims. If the policyholder lives through the duration of the policy and becomes eligible to get the maturity value, it is called settlement of a maturity claim. As the policyholder is alive, the nomination is of no significance. In order to facilitate the settlement of the maturity claim on time, the insurer gets in touch with the concerned policyholder about 2 months in advance, sending him the discharge voucher and requesting him to return the same duly stamped, signed and witnessed along with the policy document for cancellation, proof of age if age is already not admitted, if there is an assignment executed on a separate stamped paper, the document of assignment. After receipt of the completed and stamped discharge voucher from the concerned policyholder along with the policy document, claim amount will be paid by account payee or crossed order check. Next, we will see claim death. When the life insured dies before the date of maturity, the policy emerges into death claim and the amount of claim is paid to the nominee or assignee as the case may be. The death claim are of two types. One is normal death claim and premature claim. If the assured dies after 2 years of the commencement of the policy, it is treated as normal death claim. In case the assured dies within 2 years of the commencement of the policy, it is called premature claim. We will see the actual procedure involved in the settlement of death claims. The first step is intimation of death. First of all, the nomination or the assignee or the legal heir of the deceased assured will have to send a letter intimating death to the insurer. The letter must contain the name of the assured, policy number, date of death, cause of death and the claimant's relationship with the deceased. Then provide proof of death. In case of claims on death, the beneficiary has to produce proof of death such as a certified extract from the register of deaths maintained by the municipalities, the local bodies or other competent authority. If death is due to unnatural case such as murder, suicide, drowning or an accident, a certified copy of the policy inquest report together with the copy of the postmortem examination report is necessary. Next, confidential report by the agent. After receiving the proof of death, the insurer will ask his agent to make careful inquiries into the matter at once and to report fully on the form supplied to him. The confidential report is intended to provide a confirmation of the death of the assured, date of death, place of death and cause of death. Then submit proof of age. Satisfactory proof of age of the deceased must be submitted along with the claim form by the claimant if age was not admitted in the policy. Then submit proof of title. If there is no subsisting assignment or a nomination of the policy, you have to submit any one of the certificate like probate of the will of the deceased assured, succession certificate obtained on the strength of the will, letter of administration succession certificate, administrator general's certificate. In addition of the previously mentioned documents, the other documents are also needed. They are policy document, deed of assignment if any, certificate of the employer if deceased is employed, discharge form duly executed with witness, then calculation of claim amount. After verifying all the document, if the claim is found correct and in order, a claim sheet is prepared to ascertain the claim amount. The claim to be paid is arrived at the summation of basic sum assured plus bonus attached plus refund of accident plus terminal bonus. From this total, we have to deduct the loan if any and interest on loans if any charges and if any outstanding premium. Then payment and discharge. After having receiving a completed and stamped discharge voucher from the nominee or assignee or legal heir along with other documents mentioned, the insurer shall proceed for payment of the claim. The claim amount to be paid as calculated is entered in the claim payment register and a check is sent to the claimant under registered post. Insurance companies are committed to honoring the claims and they want to process the claim as soon as possible because they empathize with the policyholder. The very purpose of an insurance company is to honor the claims. After all, why would someone take out an insurance contract from a company that rejects claim very often? So, why they reject claims? Let us find out. What could have been the possible reasons for the life insurer to reject the claims? Let us find out the most common situations where it is quite possible for life insurance claim to get denied. Number 1 is giving the false information in the application. Number 2 is forget to pay the premium on time, then suffered a death that was not covered in the policy, then missed to update or appoint a nominee, then if death occurs during the contestability period. Everyone should follow the discussed points to allow your family to have a hassle-free claim settlement process. Remember, all genuine claims are settled by life insurance companies. We came to the end of the session. Today, we discussed on the very important part of the life insurance policies like policy conditions and claim procedures. You cannot run a life without facing risk. Face every risk safely with insurance. Take care. Have a good day.